East Coast Breakfast.
We broadcast live from Vishwarup Temple in Tongaat. We were joining Gift to the Givers to do what we could to assist the victims of that tornado.
There was a cloud of brown that came across the house, and I could see the whole of Newtown shacks in the air. And then my son screamed, and when my son screamed, I ran to the back and I covered, because when I turned, I saw the ceiling collapse. So I just covered him with my body as a shield, and I promise you in 1 minute everything stopped. The whole house was completely wrecked. I told him to stand there, and I shouted for my wife. She wasn't responding, and I couldn't find her. I just stepped out and I found her lying there. Being a nurse, I checked for the pulse, and I didn't find any pulse.
It was so sad, but I tell you, at the same time, it was so heartwarming to see entire KZN come on board to help out in our WhatsApp-a-thon. I know we've raised over 500,000 Rand, which is going directly to Gift to the Givers. We don't have that exact number, but we will get that for you. We're still counting, and we'll get that for you tomorrow.
Of course, at the event, we also spoke to the Foundation's Community Liaison Officer, Bilal Jiwa.
So Gift of the Givers, you've been involved in this kind of work for years and years now. How will we now go forward in terms of the donations and the monies, etc.? How do you guys assess an area, and how does that process work going forward now?
Once we've done an assessment of the area, the needs, and then we'll prioritize it like a triage basically on what's most important, and we lower it down. And then we take that to our management team, and then our management from there directs us on what donations have been received, and then thereafter we start allocating. So priority on like first day was your warmth and food. Then now we'll come into hygiene, food, non-perishable foods, and ways of how we can get the meals out to them. And then next we'll work on ways on how to get them rebuilt, a system with that, depending on what comes in. Once that is done, then we'll look at small appliances if possible. As time goes, schools will be reopening, so we'll be looking at school uniforms, stationery to get the learners back into school. And obviously in the homes also we look at bedding and blankets, etc. for them.
Well, how would you describe what's happened to this area in particular, and something that KZN didn't see coming?
Fortunately, I was part of the team that we did the 2022 floods, and we were one of the first teams also there, and also on Monday night we were one of the first teams there. The difference between that and now is that there we were more involved in, because it was just more a cleanup operation and those that were displaced. Here we're looking at destruction, structural damages. So just repairing our home is not going to be it's not going to be an easy thing. We have to look at the integrity of the home or the structure before we go forward. The magnitude of the destruction, for those that are not insured or those who have lower income, they are going to really feel the pinch of it. And with the cold weather coming on, inclement weather, we might expect some rain. So we're just trying to make sure that we can get things wrapped up as soon as possible.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on East Coast Radio.